That's actually, go say something again.
What's up, ho?
Okay, Punkie, I'm going to do the intro real quick and we're going to do our best. And I don't know that there's anything else I can do to help the volume, but I'm going to do the intro. Are you ready, Punkie? Can you hear us?
I'm not ready.
Okay, you let me know when you're ready. Okay.
You're on a delay.
I mean, she is. I can do the intro while you don't have to participate in this part. It'll take me just a little bit.
But your internet's fucked. What's going on with you?
My internet is at an all-time high.
Okay, it's not you. It's us. It's us. It's our side. We're sorry. Can I do this fucking intro, please?
Yeah, let this bitch do an intro.
Let me just do the intro.
Almost ready.
We're already in it, guys. We're already in it.
Tony, look, I don't need you walking up in here while I'm doing this podcast. Is this better?
We're struggling. The struggle bus. Beep, beep. Okay. Punkie, what's happening with your visual, Punkie? We're looking at your fucking ceiling. What is going on? All right, Punkie, while you do that, I'm doing the intro. Oh, hi. You're listening to Service from Hell, a podcast featuring people that are currently in customer service positions or the lucky few that got out and all of the good, bad, and infinitely irritating things that go along with that work. I'm actor and writer Kate Gaffney, and I'm uniquely qualified to discuss this as I used to work at a very busy and very popular comedy club in Los Angeles, and at least one of you listening right now has probably grabbed me and told me that you were ready to order when I was running around like a crazy person. So let's eat. So guys, we have the ever popular and ride or dies in this quarantine corona situation back at it again. We have Punkie Johnson and Leigh Lamson-Quay. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
What's down, people?
Okay, so now Punkie has joined us remotely. She's not physically with us. We are remote again at Leigh's apartment because we think Punkie may have been around it. She has a friend who is on the mend, not to worry about him, but he's got it, and he was insistent on getting tested and found out that he had it, and it being the coronavirus. The unspeakable.
The virus that we do not speak of.
Yeah. I almost said Dumbledore. That's not the right name. What's the Harry Potter thing you're not supposed to say? I forget.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm real good at this game. Punkie's not going to know either.
Lose.
About no Harry or no Potter.
Okay. So Punkie is joining us via, we're doing like a Zoom session, and she's trying to get set up right now. And so there's a little bit of a delay. So pardon the sound. I'll try and edit some of that out, but some of it you're just going to have to deal with. And she does sound a little bit like she's in a cave far, far away because she kind of is. And so we're going to do our best to include her on the mic. But Punkie, you got anything to say?
What's up, hoes?
Okay. That's great. That's your intro. Okay. So it's been a couple weeks since it's been, Jesus, this feels like
flying.
It's crazy.
It feels like, so I posted a meme the other day on Instagram saying, if you don't know what day it is, it's March 97th. Because it's like, what the fuck is happening? Like it seems like it hasn't been that long, but it's been 3 weeks, but yet it seems like it's been forever. And we have another month to go. We just found out. So I don't know. Feels weird. Feels like
I ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna make it, y'all. I just think I'm gonna shave my head. Military shaves, all of it gone.
You about to be a full-on butch up in here.
But then your headshots wouldn't match what they got. But do you not care right now?
I'll just take new heads.
Okay.
Punkie's currently showing us her grill.
Yeah,
and I wish you could see this. She has very pretty diamonds on her teeth.
And I've had several friends that have been like, can you guys do like a video version of this? Because we'd rather see what you guys are talking about. And I'm like, if y'all want to donate equipment to this fledgling podcast, you are welcome to donate cameras and whatever else makes this happen. Because I'd be down.
Well, everybody that's listening to this podcast right now, Kate and Leigh have Androids.
Oh, here we go.
If they had an iPhone, it would be a lot easier to record this and upload it to the internet because iPhone have the best camera equipment.
Okay.
Whatever, man.
That's great.
I will not drink the Kool-Aid.
Nor will I.
Yeah, but I'll drink this daggone tequila. I'm sorry, I have children.
She has fur children that are going to be part of this experience too. We've gotten quite a few questions again, which is so lovely. Thank you for all of the listeners who submitted questions so that we could answer them. Some are just like customer service related, and then others are related to the virus situation that we are in. The first question is, what has changed this week and how has it been different from the last few weeks, ladies?
Not a damn thing. Hope has changed.
There's less hope.
Less
Look,
hope.
The
difference between the last time and this time is now I got food stamps on the way.
Oh, did you sign up for them?
Yeah, I signed up for every aid they got. I even financial aid, college aid, aid, book aid, right aid, bitch. Left Aid.
Wait, does Rite Aid have a program? Because that would be perfect if they did for you specifically and your tequila habit.
No, Rite Aid just know when I come through the door, they know exactly what I want. I'll go in Rite Aid. I don't even go in the store no more. I just go like right in the front, and they be like, every bottle we have. I say every bottle you have.
I think that you
Reposado, and I want every bottle on the shelf.
I think that out of this, we were trying. Punkie and I used to do a podcast together that never went anywhere, which it should have, and I'm still butthurt about it. But we were going to try to get Casadores to sponsor us. But Punkie, of all the things, I feel like this virus should get you a Casadores sponsor. If nothing else,
it really should.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm about to start doing. I'm about to have to start getting creative. I'm creative outside and on stage and talking to people, but now I feel like I'm gonna have to put all my energy into Instagram. So I'm just gonna buy a big old sack of weed and drink.
You don't even smoke
weed and talk mad I know. That's what's so fun about it. I'm just about to be out here tripping, smoking weed, and drinking my Casadores Reposado and talking shit on Instagram for the next however long we gonna be locked up in here.
Maybe I'll start doing drugs too, because I've never really been into drugs. So maybe fuck it. Why not?
I mean, now's the time. If you're gonna pick up a new vice, now's the time.
Let's just do it. See what happens. We're self-contained, so
drug dealers are people too. Also, they need business.
Yeah, drug dealers are going broke. Well, but they're probably not. People are probably spending their last dime on drugs.
Oh, sad.
It's essential.
It is an essential.
Trying to
position.
wrangle in Punkie's ADD right now when she is not physically in the same room with us. This is going to be a nightmare.
Oh yeah, Punkie has several things happening at once.
Yeah, I can see you in the video, Punkie. I can see that you're doing 16 other things right now.
Because people are texting me talking about, oh, you on Zoom? I'm like, how do y'all feel me when I'm on Zoom? It's crazy how people can feel my Zoom energy.
That's
I'm like, do
hilarious.
not hop on here right now.
Oh, because you know what? We should probably create a separate number for this if we're going to do this again.
Probably a good
so that
idea.
It's not a 415 Punkie number, so that her whole family knows that she's. We might just the Johnsons might just jump on in, or no, the Williams. Sorry, the Johnsons.
Order Josh Martins.
Oh. Are they the ones that are texting you?
Yeah, they're texting you.
Lord, I can't wrangle all these people. So yeah, Punkie, hold it down, please. Okay, so Leigh, what has changed this week for you?
I've been baking my ass off, which I'm really grateful for. I said that last week too, but
that's okay.
It's literally like, it's keeping me going. It's giving me a little bit of a schedule, so I don't fucking stay up till 5 a.m, which is tending to be the habit. But like, I don't know, you start to like, I live in an apartment complex. Punkie's lucky because she has a freestanding, or she has like a duplex, right? But like,
yeah.
But I am surrounded on all sides by neighbors, and I'm ready to fucking murder people. And I live in a neighborhood that's in the middle of being gentrified. So apparently construction is also an essential job, and that has not stopped. And that starts last week. It started at like 5:30 in the morning, and I stormed over there in my fucking pajama pants and a fucking puffer jacket and Birkenstocks and I just marched past security guard, went straight to the construction workers that were backing up a truck that was beeping at 5:30 in the morning, and just started fucking screaming at them that I was going to start throwing limes at their truck, because I had a box of limes at that point, which I have now thrown away. But
the same thing you throw at coyotes given the opportunity.
Yeah. But no, it's like, I was like, people are quarantined and trying to sleep, and we're all losing our minds anyway, and now you're beeping your fucking truck at 5:30 in the morning? Anyway, it was crazy. I got asked to leave, and then I called the police. But
I'm just still going to shave my head because I have no hope.
Okay, wait, Punkie, you've lost hope? What happened?
Don't lose hope. You have so much comedy to write right now.
Well, here's the thing. If y'all want me to be honest with y'all, 50% of me is scared and 50% of me is not. The 50% of me that is scared, the 50% of me that's not scared is the 50% of me that's up every morning. I'm working out, I'm focused. And when I'm focused and I'm zoomed in on my work, I'm not paying attention to what's going on in the outside world. But then when I'm done working by like 6:30, that's when I start thinking and I get crazy. Mm-hmm. I'm rewatching Walking Dead, prepping for our future.
I do not.
Oh my God, Punkie, that's so dangerous.
I don't think that's smart.
No.
I only allow myself Murder, She Wrote on the Hallmark Channel. That's the darkest I'm going right now on as far as television shows go. Angela Lansbury she's
as scary as you're going to allow yourself.
She's the great white hope right now. She's keeping me going.
I've discovered Cheers. I've never seen that show, and I'm watching it now.
Excuse me?
No, I've never watched it. And Sam and Diane never meant anything to me, and now I'm watching it on Netflix. I'm like, oh, I get all these references now.
Punkie, did you ever watch Cheers?
Absolutely not.
It came on after the Cosby Show on Thursdays back in the day. Y'all bitches are. Here's the deal. I'm a little older than both of these
but
girls.
Not even that much.
Enough to make it a different. It was must see TV on Thursday nights. Was Family Ties, The Cosby Show, Cheers, and Hill Street Blues. That was what you watched. I always had to go to bed by Hill Street Blues because I was young enough to still have to go to bed by that point. I'm not that old. However, I did grow up watching all those shows. But I feel like you're like 6 years younger than me, and you both missed that.
We just missed that window. Yeah.
No, ain't no miss it. I just ain't want to watch that shit. But if it makes you feel any better, I did watch Getting Even with Dad, and I love Look Who's Talking, all of them. Okay.
Wait, what was the first one you said?
Getting Even with Dad.
What the fuck is Getting Even with Dad?
Tad Danson is in it, bitch. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
he's from fucking
Cheers.
That's a Cheers guy.
There you go.
It doesn't make me feel better, but I appreciate your effort. Because I still don't know what the fuck I've never even heard of that movie. But 2 Men and a Baby? If you said 2 Men and a Baby or 3 Men and a Baby,
Isn't that the extension of Look Who's Talking? Wasn't that the sequel to that?
3 Men and a Baby was a
I don't know.
full-on separate enterprise from Look Who's Talking.
Okay.
And that was Ted Danson, Steve Gutenberg, and Magnum PI.
What'd you say,
The
Punkie?
dude with the mustache.
Magnum PI. What the Tom Selleck? Okay, I couldn't come up with it. Yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
I'm going to get us refocused. Okay, so...
Baby. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. We're going backwards. So I've heard two phrases this week that are new to me that I did not know were going to become a thing, but I've heard quarantine 15. What up, Michelle? And if your pants still fit, you're legit. So these are the quarantine goals to be able to regulate
my motto,
your size.
My motto is I will not get fat during this quarantine.
No, we know that. You said that 1,400 times in the last episode,
Okay,
and I kept
you
it
kept
in.
editing it out?
Yeah, I edited it out maybe a bunch of those times.
I mean it, Kate. I
know.
fucking mean it.
But you run it all the time, and you look great. You've gained 0 of the pounds.
Well, it's anxiety.
Facts. I'm losing weight because I'm
You're
anxious.
skinny as fuck
Oh,
right
I
now,
love
too,
it.
Hammy.
But yeah,
How are you doing? You're doing fucking insanity all the time?
I do insanity. Well, I'm basically kind of working out 6 days a week because I'll work out 5 days. I take 1 day break off. I start off 5 days, take 1 day off, 5 days, take 1 day off. It's kind of totaling 6 days a week because I'm only resting for 1 day.
Right.
I refuse to blow up too. And I find myself eating like twice a day because I'll wake up, I'll work out, I'll probably get some work in, I'll eat an apple. Then I'll eat like a nice lunch at like 2 or 3. And then I have dinner at like 8 or 9. And then I don't eat again.
That's kind of, I feel, it's odd because I would have thought that it would have been different and I would have just been sitting around trying to convince myself not to snack on stuff, but I have not wanted to eat.
Girl, it's the anxiety.
Is it anxiety?
Yes, 100%. Because my appetite is gone.
Yeah. I'll eat breakfast in the morning and then I won't eat again. I'll have like maybe some crackers or something in the middle and then I'll like eat at night.
This is the fight or flight response. Like this is your body in survival mode and your body's like, I don't know what is happening next because our brains don't know what's happening next.
It's strange though because outwardly I don't feel like I am scared or full of anxiety. Like Punkie said, it's like half and half, but I don't feel that other half until it starts to like the day starts to slow down and
it's the nighttime.
And then it's the nighttime and you have all this fucking, it's funny that it's still, because the nighttime is always the time when, if you have time to yourself, it's like when it all starts to settle in, but it's still happening even during the 24 hours of being in your house.
Well, also remember, because of our customer service jobs, nighttime was our time to shine. I mean, Punkie is a performer, so it's different. I mean, like she's, you'd be on stage, Punkie, but Leigh and I would be at work grinding. Coming up at like 8 p.m. is when we would need to flip on. Yeah. And I have yet to be able to get out of that mode a little bit. Punkie, are you noticing that?
Well, I'm hungry all the time. My fat ass, I just gotta force myself not to eat. So what I've been doing is I just been drinking, like every time I get hungry, I'll just drink a big ass bottle of lemon water and that'll kind of fill me up a little bit. I'm kind of replacing my hunger with water.
That's good.
Well, yeah, that's a good tactic.
It was better than tequila.
Yeah, hello.
and tequila.
Okay, so we've gotten a bunch of questions since the last episode aired. Thank you, listeners. You guys are amazing. And the first one is, how are we spending the day? And we've kind of all answered this. It's get up, work out, do some work. Leigh's been baking. I've been writing and editing. The podcast has taken up a fair amount of time. I'm also kind of getting to those tasks that have been on my to-do list for forever. And I just was like, well, when I finally have time, I'll do it. Have you guys seen that where you had something on your list for months and you're like, shit, I'm going to get to that eventually? Are you doing some of that?
I've realized that all the things that I've put off because I was too busy was never because I was too busy.
You just didn't want to do them, or they just
just never wanted, because they still not done.
That's hilarious.
I have nothing but time, and that shit ain't done yet. So it's not because I'm tired or I'm busy. It's because I'm a lazy piece of shit. But yeah, I have new office hours. My office hours are kind of like from 12 to 6:30. If anybody asks me any work questions now, I'm like, you got 6 hours to ask me things like this. Don't ever hit me up after 6:30 anymore.
That's good though, because you have to have boundaries, I think, right now. You know what I mean? Otherwise, people will just be asking you that from the second they wake up to the second they go to bed, because no one knows what time or day or whatever it is anymore, you know?
It's a huge switch because, my office hours was really all day, every day when this is happening. You got your managers, your agents hitting you up in the daytime, and then at nighttime, 7:00, that's all your comedy shit then. Right. So my phone was always buzzing. Now I done stopped that shit from buzzing. Sometimes I go on airplane mode for a couple hours just to get some peace.
Well, that's my therapist on Monday said, I said that to her because I was like, I feel pulled all the time if I'm not fielding phone calls from people that are losing it or, needing to take care of tasks or whatever. I feel pulled all day. And she said part of getting through this is setting very clear boundaries, where she said, turn your phone off, like completely, and just say, this is an hour and a half even of just for me, doing nothing, sitting here. Because she said, collectively, we're all grieving right now. And whatever grief looks like for you is what it looks like, and walk through that. And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
No, it is. I feel like I get insomnia when I get anxiety. I used to get really bad panic attacks. And I therapized myself through the panic attacks, but it seems to have morphed into anxiety.
Yeah. And
but
insomnia.
I mean, like, I would rather have a panic attack and then go to sleep than just be up all night thinking about crazy shit. Or maybe not. I don't know. But grass is always greener. But I do feel like I have had to. So now, because I've been baking a lot and I've been getting, I'll start to get orders at night, and then I'll start adding to my next day at like 10 p.m. and then I'll find myself at like 1 a.m. creating a new to-do list, and then I can't sleep. So it's like, even with that, I'm like, I'm happy to have it. It's keeping me busy. It's giving me some structure, but it literally could be a 24-hour-a-day machine if you let it. So you do have to, if there are no boundaries, you have to create your own boundaries. That's like, because the insomnia is driving me crazy, because it's like, I don't have anywhere to go. If I used to have insomnia, and then I would be like, okay, I'm exhausted, but I'm going to go work at night, and then it'll make me so actually physically tired that I'll come home and go to sleep. But if I have insomnia and I just am still here, then there's nothing to, like, there's no outlet for it. There's no outlet for the anxiety.
Well, and that's part of, like, my therapist was like, I said to her, I was like, I feel kind of selfish that I'm still running and I'm still making myself go on these long walks. And she said, absolutely keep doing that 100%. Because she said, if that's keeping you from panic attacks and not being able to sleep, she said the mental health crisis after this is what they're all concerned about.
Dude, I am really worried about, like, Punkie, you probably have a better perspective on it than us, but like, comics are really, they're dark people for the most part. I think that you probably have a bit of that, but not quite as much as other people. But I am really worried, especially since they just extended this to the end of April. I'm starting to worry about people mentally more than anything else. What do you think about comics?
I think the comics that are like, listen, I am a person that I'm like, look, I am not going to become my work. And these comics, a lot of them, they are their work. They can't even have any dialogue with a regular person and just have a regular conversation without dropping some of their material on you. I'm not like that. I like to be at home and be an introvert. I like to be like that. Now, I'm going crazy a little bit because I don't really know how to be inside. I'm used to being out of the house 12 hours a day, all night, getting food. You know how we do it. We go out to eat all the time. We love going to lunch all the time, dinner when we can. We out, we socializing, we drinking. Mm-hmm. That's our life. And speaking of, bitch, I had to sit down and calculate, like, to fill out all this paperwork to get all this financial aid and stuff. I had to calculate all of my bills and send them into people. My bills calculate at like $3,400 a month. And bitch, we make so much money. I didn't even realize my bills was that much.
Yeah, I know.
I am spending almost $4,000 a month on just having a place to live. I had no idea.
Yeah, LA's fucking expensive. And then we still have money. And this is what I think I've learned. It started to really set in. I have learned that I can live on less than $100 a week in food. And if you'd have told me that, I would have been like, no, because I just spent $150 last night with Punkie at the fucking bar and we barely ate. Like,
can you see why the economy's tanking right now? Because there's people like us not out there in these streets.
We keep this shit going.
Hello.
We make a lot of money, but we feed the economy.
We're giving it right back and we're tipping our asses off.
We're tipping our asses off. Yeah, but no, for real, girl.
It's just, I honestly had no idea, because I'm sitting up here like, oh, everything gonna be fine. We gonna be all right. And then I calculate all these bills. I'm like, I am absolutely not gonna be all right if we don't get back to work. I had no fucking idea that our bills was this much money.
Yeah. It's
every month I'm just paying the bills. I'm not calculating nothing. I had no idea.
No, I have everything on auto pay. I mean, I appreciate, like, I had to do it because I would otherwise forget to pay everything. But like, I feel sort of guilty saying this, but it is, we do live a nice life if I just know that my bills are coming out, and as long as I just keep going to the bank and putting my cash in, I'm going to be fine. Like, I don't have to go and be like, oh fuck, I have to run to the bank to get this cash in so that this next thing can go through. Like, I've never had to do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've had to do that in my life, but in the last few years I haven't had to, and it makes me A, very grateful for the money that we've been making, and B, I am not gonna go spend that much money again.
Well, I hope that's what I looked at my behavior. I was like, I hope this changes my behavior permanently, because I mean,
it's gonna change my behavior for like maybe 2 months.
That's how I feel. I know.
Exactly. Yeah.
When the doors open back up for work, I'm gonna work my ass off to get back.
If we can, but if we have the amount of business, I mean, I really am afraid. So I was watching
I'm not afraid. I think people are ready to go outside. People are ready to party. People are ready to see comedy. People need it. People want it. And people are ready to spend whatever they got left. And everybody know, this is how I always operated. Everybody know that when you spend money, you make money. That's just how it is. Every time I spent money, I was like, I already know I got money coming in. Every single time I spend money, because we are constantly working. We always hustling.
No, I mean, you're right. I think that, we were joking about drug dealers, but like, I do feel like I'm sort of a drug dealer in that I am a pastry chef. And so I'm pimping out sweets and keeping people are literally eating, like, in LA, people are eating like they've never eaten before when it comes to sweets. I was telling Kate before we started this tonight that I do feel like this is kind of my time to maybe step away from the service industry, because people are ordering like crazy. I hope that it continues, and I'm just gonna like create new business through this whole thing. But I feel like people are gonna get really fat and then feel really guilty about it, and then stop ordering from me in like 2 months. But so I'm just gonna try to make the most of it.
Make the most of it now, because while we in quarantine.
Yeah, but I do feel like that though. Like when one feeds the other, one thing feeds the other. You know what I mean? So you make money, you go out, you spend money, make money, spend money. That's what the economy is, obviously, in the most simplest form.
And I also think that the behavioral changes are going to be interesting to see how that affects us in our industry, because a lot of, yes, it's comedy based, but a lot of what we do is alcohol sales. And I will be interested Punkie, to your point, that people are going to be itching to go out. I'm wondering if the first 2 months back are going to be gangbusters, and then maybe it mellows out. Like, that's the positive potential in this too. Instead of no one's going to come fill the seats, it might be people are so hungry and so desperate for social interaction and to laugh, because the side effect of grieving is that you need somebody to force you into laughter. Mm-hmm. And we know a lot of these comics are going to be just doing nothing but writing material. I mean, Punkie, are you actually working on stand-up material right now?
Hell no.
Now wait, why?
Why don't people understand that, like, I'm using this time to truly take a break? Comedy is depressing. I love comedy. I love being on stage. It's my life. I love it so much, but it is also depressing, because when you're in it, you can't stop. You have to keep pushing. You have to try to be better. But I'm not about to be stressing over comedy while I don't have to right now. I'm not about to do it. Now, when they say the doors are open in 2 weeks, then I'm gonna, what they call it, I'm gonna cram my ass off for 2 weeks and fix my material and get better at it. But I've been needing a mental break, man. That should have break you down.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting thing that a lot of us have been saying, that there has been a need for all of us to take a break. And we've all made comments, oh, if only I had time, I would work on this thing that I care about. And so it is a little bit of a gift in that way. Have either of you been watching comedy specials? Have you been missing seeing live comedy?
I have been. I feel like a dope fiend.
The Walking Dead, preparing for our future.
Okay, well, again, I think I said last time, I'm very happy to have Punkie a block away because she's my protector. And while you're planning for our future, I'm watching Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer. I think Kate and I were texting about this the other night. Not always, it's not like, and Leslie, I watched Leslie's special the other night, which actually Leslie's special I really, really loved. I was surprised because I've been off her for a minute, but when I went back, I was like, oh, that was an epic one. I felt like almost, not quite, but almost. And then Bert and Tom, I really enjoyed just because I think I miss comedy watching it live, and there were moments that made me howl laughing. So I appreciated it. Yeah. But I definitely miss fucking watching live comedy. That's for sure.
Yeah. I was surprised at myself because I didn't think I was a comedy nerd. And then in this time off, I've been listening to a lot of my favorites just over and over and over again on Spotify or on whatever. And wow, we are so spoiled that we do get to listen to these like amazing humans and amazing comics just work out their material. You included, Punkie. Like it's weird to not see you guys up there.
No, I love because I used to set my time around, like when I was waiting tables, there was a couple comics that I would always like, okay, if I can get this, and this done by this point, I can sit and watch. Punkie, you were always one of them. So then the earlier shows, I remember Justin Martindale used to always be on the end of the earlier shows.
Oh my God, I love him.
And I would always be like, okay, drop your checks and then you'll have 15 minutes and then you can sit and watch Justin Martindale.
I mentally added tags, like when I get up in the morning, I go walk the dogs, or if I walk them at night, I'll just be like, oh, I could add this right there. And so I have it in my head of changes that need to be made, but I'm not sitting up here going crazy reciting that shit. I don't know. I am really, really good. See, as a kid, like I was dyslexic, so I couldn't keep up with reading with the rest of the class. I was just always really good at just listening and watching everything, and then I could put shit together on the spot. And I'm very, very good at that. Sitting down writing comedy depresses me. I gotta write it from the stage. I have to. So if I take 10 bombs, I'm taking 10 bombs. If that'll lead me to 20 killer sets, then that's what I'm gonna do.
Wait, so do you...
I'll take the chance. I don't care.
Do you write it down ever, or do you just record your sets and then memorize it from the recordings?
You know what? I got to start listening to myself. It don't even make sense for me to record them because I hate to listen to myself. It's just crazy how you could... So with comedy, it's like, if I listen to it, I hate it. But if I watch the same set that I listen to, I love it. It's so crazy. So I have to start filming it so I can watch myself, and then I'll love it.
But do you write it ever, or do you just write down premises?
When I have something new on my mind, I just go on stage and work it out. And then once it starts to work itself out, then I'll write it to put it in an order and turn it into a structure.
Oh, okay. I mean, I think that you're fucking amazing and a genius, generally speaking, but you would have just taken it to another level. I'm like, you don't write anything down.
You psycho.
No, man. Writing it down I'll be losing my thoughts when I'm writing.
I mean, it's interesting. I love listening to your process and everybody else's process because I think every comic... I mean, comedy is my absolute favorite form of performance art. It's the thing that I think I'd be the most scared to do. And so it makes me... I'm such a super fan. But
yeah. You should do it. Everybody should do it. Kate, you want to try it?
Veto that question.
I'm not even close to funny. Like, you have to have some sort of next level confidence to be able to do it in order to believe that you can do something before you even know that you are good at it.
But also, Punkie, it's interesting that you have the kind of confidence where you don't view it as competition with bringing people in the fold, because you try to help people a lot. And I think that's also very rare in comedy because there's a lot of sabotagers who I think are not confident in their own humor. And so they just want to take other people down. There's a lot of actors that way in the audition room. I mean, I've seen it, I've heard, I've experienced it, where people don't have enough confidence to be doing what they're doing. So the goal becomes get rid of the competition.
I really hate that. You know what I'm saying? I just think, like, I hate when people judge other people's art, because art is in the eyes of the beholder. You can't, like with comedy, we all got different comedy. Like, I would never judge someone's comedy. I might be like, that's not funny to me, but that don't mean it's not funny. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, if first of all, I give big props for anybody that's getting up there doing it, because that shit you vulnerable for people. You don't know these people. You up for judgment, and people could really trash you and down talk you. So you get props just for going up there. And second, you can't, you can't really judge. I hate judging people's artwork. I hate it. I think all art is art. It's just art. It's just different. It's all different. Everybody got their own style. Like when I listen to my comedy, I be like, damn, I be fucking screaming all the damn time. I hate how stupid and aggressive I sound, man. But I can't change it because that's just how I talk.
Yeah, and also people have come to love you in some of that, because I would not say your brand is aggressive or your brand is screaming. Either. I don't think that at all, but that's how you hear yourself, which is so interesting. It's why nobody's objective listening to their own stuff, because I would never quantify you that. I would say you're authentic and raw, exactly what Leigh said. That's how I would describe your comedy, not screaming.
Yeah, you definitely don't scream.
Microphone, it drives me insane. I've been trying to stop it for like months.
I think you got to just let yourself be. I mean, I totally understand. I mean, I'm not a performer, but just having done these podcasts with Kate lately, I'm like, I listen to myself and I'm like, ugh, cringing. I can't fucking stand the sound of my voice.
Fuck off. I love your voice.
I hate it. It drives me crazy. I hate it. But I totally understand. Like, I can't imagine being on stage all the time and being a performer and then having to go back and watch yourself and listen to yourself and then.
Well, you're not objective. There's no way that you can be divorced enough from your product to be like, that was good, that was not good. I just don't understand comics who can self-edit in a real way, because I think you guys would cut everything given the opportunity, because you all have that issue.
Well, and some comics I think are more scientific about things, and sure. I think that some of them are great at it and somehow can figure out there's a balance between being fully invested in being a free artist and being the scientific person that can then go back and make it a business and edit themselves and all those things. But that's a fine line, and I don't think a lot of people can do that. I think you either are all in as an artist or you're out, and that's why managers and agents exist.
Yeah. Punkie, are you worried about are you worried about being rusty or getting back on stage and being like, ooh, it's going to take me a couple weeks to hit my stride again once you do start performing?
Not really.
Just so confident. Fuck you and your confidence. I hate you.
The thing is, everything I want to say is already in my head. And then once they tell me I'm going on, all I got to do is be like, all right, yeah, kidnapping, this, and this. And then I'll just go up there. Because, comedy is like riding a bike. It's muscle memory. Just because I stopped riding my bike for 6 months don't mean I'm going to fall when I get back on there. So the things that I say it's gonna easily just come off the tip of my tongue, and I might miss a few very important words that I have to shake back and get into, but it'll be all right.
Do you think the comics are going to only have coronavirus material going forward, that it's just going to be a lot of comics getting up there talking about how long it's been? That's
going to drive me insane. I'm going to get back to comedy, and I'm going to act like this coronavirus shit ain't even happened. I'm just going to go back and start talking about the shit I was talking about and act like I'm not telling no coronavirus jokes ever.
You promise that? Like, not even that word is not going to come out of your mouth, coronavirus?
Not unless I hear somebody cough or sneeze in the audience.
You're so dumb.
Then what are you going to say? Okay, say I just coughed. What are you about to say to me?
I don't know what I'm going to say. Something about residuals.
You are so stupid.
I'm not trusting that shit. I don't trust it.
But I just so not to take away from the funny shit you just said, but like today they were saying that it's best that we wait it out as long as we absolutely need to wait it out, because if we force the economy to start going again and force people back out into the world when they're not fully comfortable and they don't trust that things are okay, then it's going to happen again because of fear, and people are not going to be fully ready to invest. But if you wait, if you're just patient, which is a fucking lesson to all of us in life, is trying to learn how to be fucking patient, but especially to the people who are losing money right now, the billionaires who are freaking the fuck out. I mean, we're all losing fucking money.
Shut the fuck up if you're a billionaire.
But like, those are the people. It's funny because it's like, we're the people who are most affected by losing money, and those are the people that are probably freaking out the most about losing money. Yeah. But like, yeah, we need to get the economy moving again, but like, if we push it faster than we actually should, it will happen again. And we need to just be patient.
Yeah, because I don't have 6 months to wait this out. If this means wait it out for 3 months and then we're good, I would rather that than it ends up wait it out for 3 and then have an additional 3 or 4 tacked on.
Yeah. No, if we like pushed it and then everybody went back and then they're like, oh fuck, now we have to do this again, we're more fucked. So let's just wait. If somebody if somebody coughs in the audience in fucking August, no one cares.
Well, the thing is, I just get so upset, because I get it. A lot of people don't believe in what's going on. But what upsets me is like, they got two things I want to say. what upsets me and what makes me very, very happy. Like, what upsets me is they still got people out here having these big ass parties.
Who is?
Yeah, who?
It's just, I just saw, I think it was, I don't know if it was in Crenshaw or Inglewood. They had a big ass, ghetto ass birthday party. And the police had to go out there and shut it down.
Jesus
and the people
Christ.
were mad at the police and making moves. And I was so angry when I saw that. I'm like, y'all don't really understand. Like, we're going to be locked inside longer if y'all keep just disobeying the law. Just stop it. And then, like, I want to go outside too. I want to come to the party too, but I can't, we can't do that. But two, the other thing that's making me real happy is Leigh, I showed you the other day when I was in my feelings, how parts of the nation is coming together, man.
Yes.
And they touching my heart so much. And when I see these doctors and these nurses on the front lines, and when I see these grocery store people and the truck drivers and shit, they still out there driving, because if they ain't driving, then we ain't getting no groceries.
Yep.
Like, that shit really... Oh, that shit. Like, I was watching that this guy had a birthday, and he was just, he was good, but he was sad that it was his birthday and he had to stay inside. And his girlfriend put letters under like 70 people houses in their apartment to be outside the window with a drink at a certain time. Aww. And like the whole ex sung him happy birthday. And I just thought that shit was just so sweet. You know what I'm saying? It's ways that we can celebrate without being stupid.
Yeah, agreed. And I was thinking, I was saying this the other day to
get it out, Leigh.
Somebody, I can't. I'm like, it's insomnia. This is the fucking insomnia delay. I'm sorry. So I was talking to a friend the other day about, because they were saying how they were pissed about their neighborhood doesn't seem to be like acknowledging anything. And I do feel like there's like the working class areas seem to be more serious about things than the bougie ass neighborhoods where people are like, oh, it's a beautiful day, let me just go celebrate in the park. And you're like, no, still fucking stay home. It's like, this isn't about you. So in London and I know in Vancouver, British Columbia, I saw somebody post that they are going outside every day at 5 p.m. Everyone in the city just to applaud healthcare workers. And LA so they started doing it in Silver Lake. I actually just saw this on, I don't know if it was online or if I heard it on NPR, but we need to start doing more things like that, because it's not just, it seems silly, but it's like, it really is just making everyone feel like they're all in it together and everybody's coming together at one time, specifically during the day, to show that they appreciate and care about other people that are doing grocery. I know that doctors always sign up for insane hours in trauma, but grocery store workers, I mean, some of them are union, but like a lot of them are not. Like the grocery store closest to me is Food for Less. I don't know if they're union or not, but I can just, like, you can just tell that it's probably a minimum wage job. And I've had they're my neighborhood grocery store, and I walk to them and I have relationships with my cashiers because I see them all the time. And now they know a little bit about me, and I know a little bit about them, and they're fucking standing there every day putting their lives on the line because they need to make a living. I get it, but like they didn't sign up to be in the fucking army. This isn't like a call to duty. I mean, it is a call to duty, but like, this is literally like changing their lives every day, and they're getting paid $13 an hour? Fuck off.
And look at me. I'm sitting up here like, I think they got an increase, $13 an hour. I thought they went up to $13 an hour. That's just what they get paid?
They get paid $13. I think they probably went up to $50. I mean, minimum wage in California is $13.
Some grocery stores are offering like $22 for what's considered hazard emergency help or hazard pay. Yeah, some of them are offering that.
But the fact that they're like, and like now the last couple of days I've gone in and everyone has this like plastic barrier in front of them, which I'm grateful for them. They're just trying to fucking, it's probably one of 3 jobs that they have in order to survive in Los Angeles. And I'm pretty sure that what they're getting paid and the fact that they probably don't have health insurance or any of those things, and now they're literally the front line of this, is pretty fucked. And no, it just goes to show though how quickly the tables can turn, and how much, if you're a doctor or a lawyer or someone who thinks that you're better than everybody else because of the amount of years you spent in college and the amount of money you spent on that degree, that you think you somehow have you deserve more from your life, and now you're relying on these fucking minimum wage workers to make your life livable. I mean, if we learn nothing else from this experience, it should be that fucking everyone is doing the best that they can and contributing to the society just as much as you are, and you should fucking respect them for it.
Preach! Oh, preach!
Especially in LA, it makes me so fucking mad when people are so entitled in this city.
Punkie, what were you gonna say?
Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
I forgot.
Oh, damn it.
No,
okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Oh, you want to wait? What? You forgot?
No, give me another question.
Okay. I got you. Okay. So something that was asked on the customer service tip was, have you noticed if you have gone out, like I got coffee the other day from Coffee Bean because I just realized I just needed to interact with humans, and I did the 6-foot distance and I tipped and all of that. I asked them if they were disappointed that they were still open because they can't tap into the same benefits that we can. And all three of them, from a very frowny face, not happy place, said yes, they would much rather be closed because they all have side hustles and also because they can't tap into the resources that we can tap into. So and they all said that they also all lost shifts. So they're down about 8 hours each is what they told me. So what do you think? Would you rather we be open partially and all only get one shift a week? Or are you actually glad that we're closed?
That's a very difficult question to answer. I mean, if I worked at a Coffee Bean, I would probably be like, yeah, fuck this shit. But we work at the Comedy Store. That's very just number wise, that's very, very hard to answer. I mean, what we talking? How many people are allowed to come in? You know, if it's and then it depends on how many bartenders we got. I mean, because if we stay open, I could probably get about 2-3 shifts a week. And if I get 2-3 shifts a week, I'm making more money than unemployment would pay me.
But if you went down to one, like they all lost a shift. So on average, how many shifts a week were you working when all of this happened?
I was working on average, I would call it 2 shifts a week because some weeks I'll work 1 shift, but then the next week I could probably pick up 3 shifts.
Okay, because you were making enough money through comedy, right? Which we had established in earlier episodes. So do you think, like I guess then, Leigh, if for you, because I thought about it when they said, you know, we've just lost hours. I thought if we went down to halftime at the job, I would much rather it be closed so that I could use this time for the things that I actually am out in LA to do, and then tap into unemployment. But that isn't true for everyone who either doesn't have, like, there are some coworkers of ours who are not artists and don't have anything going on the side, and they're going crazy. So I guess the question becomes, if you don't have anything else going on, or if you are only making half of your income, would it be worth it to stay open then?
I think that unfortunately for them, no one has told them that they can apply for unemployment with lost wages. It doesn't have to be full unemployment. If you get your hours cut and you're working less than 30 hours a week, or generally whatever your full-time somewhere is if it's cut to part-time, you can apply for partial unemployment.
But in most of these places, they'll never give full-time hours because then they have to offer health insurance. So a lot of these people they were already at part-time and now they're losing 8 hours on top of that.
I think that I would say I know nothing ultimately about this, but like I feel like it'd still be worth it for them to file. But B, yeah, I honestly, like, I want the money and I'm not like looking a gift horse in the mouth. As soon as we're open, I'm ready to go back and make money. But I really think that not having the Comedy Store, and I was going to say this earlier, you know, I'm a pastry chef. I have been a server for 20 years or more, and it is what I've always relied on to support my various careers. But I am a pastry chef the sad part is that I was making half as much as I make as a server as a full-time pastry chef at a Marriott somewhere. But it was union and I was getting great benefits and it was great and I learned a lot. But like, you can't fucking live off of that shit. So I've been trying to start my own business for the last 2 years back at the Comedy Store working to support that. The problem is that we make so much money at the Comedy Store that I am distracted by it. And the nightlife is very distracting also. And the fact that all my friends work there and it becomes like an event. It's not just going to work and coming home for me. Like, it's also, and I was thinking today, like, literally, I miss getting dressed. I love getting dressed up to go to work. It's like a performance art for me. I'm not an actor, but it's like I go in, I get dressed, I get attention, I come home, I feel good. Like, I didn't realize those things were necessary until I didn't have it anymore. And I'm like, fuck. I go running for attention. I mean, I go running for various reasons, but one of those reasons currently is because it's the only time I'm outside and might get catcalled. I don't fucking know.
Leigh needs some loving.
I didn't know. I didn't realize though, and it's kind of a sad awakening for me that I didn't realize I relied on it that much. But it's like, fuck.
Well, I think some of customer service is performance art, though. I mean, it's like, I don't give a fuck about your day. I don't care, but I'm gonna ask.
I'm gonna pretend.
I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna pretend all night.
Yeah.
And I don't give a fuck about the tight five you're trying to do from the table because you think you should be a comic. I don't want to listen to it.
My friends say I'm funny. Do they?
Oh, do
Great.
they? Get
I'm
up
sorry.
there.
Do you want ginger beer with that?
Okay, great. Move on. Like I don't care about those people. However, ultimately, yes, on an energetic level, do I care that they're humans in the world? Blah, blah. Yes, all of that. Notwithstanding, I don't care about those interactions. I'm dancing for the paper.
No, we are
being
dancing.
real.
We're all like, I just listened to the last week's episode, and Punkie was like, you know, if you want me to pop my pussy, I'll do it, but I'm not going to do comedy for $80. You know. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, exactly. You don't remember this?
Punkie doesn't listen to these episodes.
I just listened to it yesterday, and it's hysterical because it's true, but it's like, Kate, you and I were sort of like, it's not, and I love a strip club.
Yeah.
I will
no
go there
shade
every
to
night
dancers.
after work.
No shade.
Please take me to the strip club after work. But it's essentially every version of performance. There is a million different versions of performance art, and we definitely do one of them. And it's not just like attention from men. It's literally just having
humans,
an interaction.
just humans. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Making you feel like you matter, even though I'm doing this so that you tip me.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh, I sound so salty. I don't mean it in that way.
But it becomes a crutch a little bit. And you don't realize that even though you hate it in the moment, we were joking also last week about like, fuck, I'll take every terrible customer on the planet. Just give me
all
a customer.
The Karens. Just give me a Karen.
But it's not just the tips, I've realized. And that's sort of maybe my come to Jesus moment this week is like, I don't just miss the money. I miss the interaction because I'm an extrovert. I love my time to myself.
Sure, same.
But I like being in public and I like talking to people.
I love to be in public.
Yes.
That's the only thing. It's not the being inside. I just like to run the damn street.
Me
like,
too.
You know, like I'm okay, but I'm not okay. And I'm just, you know, I don't know, man. I need help. If I come out of
No, it's just who we are. You don't need help. It's just who we are.
What were you going to say?
Out of this with a shaved head, y'all just mind your business. Mind your fucking business.
Well, it's funny. Like I said to my roommate, I was like, no, I think I'm an introvert. Like I really like my time. And this has made me realize like she hates me. Like if she told me at the end of this, she wants to move out, I'd be like, that feels right. She's like not speaking to me. And I'm like, oh, I'm annoying. Like there have been several times she's just been reading a book because she is truly an introvert. And I'm like, hey, I found this thing and I read this. And she just like screams. And I'm like, oh, she hates me right now. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm a little bit of an extrovert. And I would say like, Punkie, do you consider yourself, I know you just said you love to run these streets, but like, do you consider yourself an extrovert?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time. Listen, look, here's my thing, right? When I lived in New Orleans, I was making a lot of money. I was a bartender out there. The bars was open all night. I mean, I was practically throwing my life away because I would work from 6 to 2, and then I would go out to bars till 6 in the morning. Then I go get a po' boy at 7 in the morning. Then I go to sleep at 9.
Were you fat as fuck?
I mean, that was my schedule, but my rent was $400. I was making $400 like in 3 days. I was making so much damn fucking money. It was crazy. And then I moved out here and I went broke like a motherfucker. So I had to stay inside for like 2 years because I didn't want to be the selfish person out there and couldn't tip and, you know, trying to scam my way out of checks and acting like I left I didn't want to be that person. So I stayed inside for 2 years. Oh, but bitch, when the money started coming back and I got my life back, I vowed I would never go back to that staying inside life again. And here we are. And I just love to be, you know, like I know it's always easy. We could go to Rite Aid and get a bottle of tequila and spend $22 and have a great night. But for some reason, I'd rather go out and buy $14 shots and get loaded all night. I don't know why, but I just like to do it.
It's the being around the people thing.
Different.
I love people. I love being around people.
Well, the Comedy Store made me think that I hated people because there was a minute where I was like, you couldn't ask me for anything unless and I was like, oh, I'm going to punch you in the face. And you're asking for reasonable things. And I'm like, oh, no, I want to hurt you. And I'm like, no, I needed a break. Like right before this all happened, I definitely needed a break. But now I think I realized the same thing because then for the lovely people that we interact with, which there are so many, I miss those interactions. We're like, wow, you guys work really hard. Or they like see us.
Yeah.
I miss being seen. God damn it, I'm an actor. I want you to see me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
No,
fuck.
it is. It is like it's a platform to entertain people. People are so excited to be at the Comedy Store specifically. I mean, I think that we have it on another level than just people who like being out and about eating good meals.
Yes.
Like the Comedy Store is right now, and still is, even in the last, since nobody's been out and about, but it's the mecca for the world of comedy.
Well, if you're listening to Rogan or you're listening to Joey Diaz's podcast right now, not to like piggyback on theirs, but they've mentioned the Comedy Store repeatedly week after week after week. And God love both of them, who will probably never hear this, but they have mentioned the staff of the Comedy Store repeatedly and said that they're concerned about us.
Yeah,
and
they're ride or dies.
Yeah.
Man. Those are the fucking, the comics. That's the thing though too, is the comics that perform there love that club so much. It's a family to them. It's not just a place to go perform. It's a place that they actually like to spend time at when they are done performing, which is a big deal for comics, because a lot of comics, other than Punkie, are introverted and do not like to fucking talk to people.
Yeah.
Punkie, would you consider the Comedy Store your home club?
Oh, fuck yeah. That's the Comedy Store. There's only 2 jobs in this world that I will ever give thanks to. And that's the job I left from New Orleans, because without them, I would never be able to be out here.
The daiquiri shop.
The daiquiri shop, yep. And the Comedy Store has done everything for me. Are you kidding? When I didn't have a place to stay, they was like, you could stay in the parking lot. When I didn't have a place to wash my clothes, when I didn't have food to eat, when I didn't have money, when I couldn't, there was never a time that of course I'm worried deep down inside, but I always know if I fall, I know where to go and I know who to call.
Now, what do you mean? You just said you're worried deep down inside. What does that mean? Why?
Well, I'm not worried deep down inside now. I'm saying there were times before I even became a paid regular at the store, where I remember, I think like I got scammed and this guy took like my first month's rent and my deposit, because he told me it was just this dumb thing I was new and I was stupid. And I just told my friends what happened, and they paid for my food for like a month. They paid for everything.
Wait, can you elaborate on what happened? Like you got scammed because you like thought you were getting an apartment or something?
Yeah, what happened was I found this company, and they had an office building and everything, and they helped you find a place to stay. And they helped me find a place to stay. They had the keys to this place and everything. It was I don't know how they got the keys to this place, but they had the keys to this place, and the place still had the furniture in it. It was like, look, don't worry about the furniture. That the people are gonna be out in a week. Just go over there and see if you like it. I went in, I looked around, I liked the apartment. I went back to the building. I paid them my down payment and my deposit, and then I never heard from the people again. I went to the office building. It was gone.
Wow.
It was a mess. It was a mess.
Was that when you first moved out to LA?
That was like my second year in LA. That was like 2012.
God damn.
That's something. Mutual friend of ours who also works at the store. Same thing happened to him. Like it's just it's crazy. LA is like, oh.
Crazy.
Yeah.
See, that's my...
They had an office and everything. I could see if it was some scammer up the street and I was really that stupid. But they had a building and they had people working in it, and it looked like a business.
Dude.
But you know what? It's okay, because I know the dude's name. I know how he looked. And I promise you, Kenneth, boy, when I see you, I'm going to beat your ass. I have not forgotten you. I haven't forgotten what you look like. I haven't forgotten nothing, motherfucker. I promise you, in my soul, I put this on my mama. The second I see you, something is coming across your face. I'm going to beat your ass.
What was the name of the company?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know the name of the company, but I got all the paperwork in a file in my cabinet somewhere.
Hello. I'm glad you kept it. And that's what I think that's what I'm afraid of too, is that when this all comes back, that there's going to be an opening for more scams. I hope that doesnson happen.
There's always going to be that, unfortunately. I think that there's always going to be pieces of shit that come out of this kind of stuff to take advantage of people, for people who are desperate for quick fixes. It's these times that make those people, the bad and the good, show up, unfortunately. They have to learn a lesson somehow, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I learned the big lesson. But the police couldn't do nothing about it either. It was like, that's so crazy that the police are there and they can't do shit about a lot of things, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy.
But, whatever. Kenneth, boy, you got it coming to you, boy.
I can't wait for you to run into Kenneth, girl. Can I please? I'll buy a ticket to that.
I would love to be there. The day when people get their comeuppance, that is my shit.
It's my favorite.
It is my favorite too.
Bro, I promise it's going down. I'll lose a job over that. I will lose my job.
Worth it.
I can't wait for Kenneth to show up to the Comedy Store. I don't want you to not work there anymore, but
Yeah, no, they would never fire her. They'd have her back.
Comedy Store's the only job that would allow you to beat somebody's ass and be like, okay, what you want to drink? I'm so sorry. I had to go take care of that for a minute.
Okay, ladies. Well, I thank you guys for your time for this many weeks in a row. I'm so grateful. Punkie, is there anything you want to say to wrap up this last week that you kind of had on your own, and anything that you're just any hope or experience or strength or anything you can give us for the upcoming week? Because this will be released on Monday.
I mean, yeah, man. My thing is, here's the thing. At worst, in the next 20 days, they're going to extend it for another 30 days at worst. And then they'll just keep doing that every 20 days. But the thing is, we can't think about it like that. I have to stop myself from thinking about it like that, because when I do, I just get sweaty and I get anxious and I go crazy. So let's just take it one day at a time. I know it seems like a lot, but every day just wake up and decide to live and decide to, occupy yourself, keep yourself busy, keep yourself healthy. Just take it day by day and stop thinking too far into it. And, we'll come out of this shit strong.
And before I ask Leigh this question, Punkie, are you concerned that because you were by or you were near Ahmed when he had it, are you concerned you've got it, or you're just quarantining to be safe? I'm not concerned that I have it. I'm quarantining to be safe and to stay away from people just in case, because like they say, it is asymptomatic. So, but I went to Mardi Gras. I mean, if I had the shit, I done had it already and don't even know I done had it. And y'all two bitches done had it because but the thing is, but that's the thing. When you find out, that's when you have to play it smart. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. But but it's been over a month. There's no way. All right, cool. So Leigh, same question for you. Did you learn anything this week did you go through anything where you were like, oh no, I had insomnia every single night and that's just where I'm at? Or have you found you're just kind of in acceptance of it? Is this the new normal? Like, how are you feeling on this week?
It doesn't feel normal, but I don't feel like I think that I do have anxiety and it is expressing itself as insomnia. But I don't know. I think that it's hitting home a little bit because we're starting to hear little stories about like Ahmed, and we have another mutual friend who is from New York who has a friend who just passed, and then I just found out another friend of mine from New York has a friend who just passed. So
yeah, these are the stories that are hard.
Yeah, those kinds of things are like sort of, it's hitting home. And my mom is immunocompromised and she's bored as fuck and keeps yelling at me about how bored she is, and I'm like, can you calm the fuck down? Like,
my mom's bored too, God bless her.
She's like, I'm bored. I'm like, okay, 12-year-old.
I know.
Just like, go play in the yard. Like, I don't know, you have a yard, you live in Mississippi, there's space, like enjoy your space. Like, I live in a city where there's no space. But I don't know, I just feel like it is really important to try to use this time. Like, don't sit around every day being so panicked and in this like deer in headlights state that you can't use it for yourself, because I do think ultimately it's a gift to have the ability to reset. And I think that the world as a whole needs to reset, and that's a whole nother fucking conversation. Yeah. But I'm using it as much as I possibly can to
advance your career,
to advance my career as a pastry chef and start in my business, but also just reset. Like, stop needing the adrenaline of attention. Stop like using those things as drugs. Start relying on myself a little bit more for happiness and those kinds of things, and like meditating. And instead of, my instincts now are, even if I'm exhausted, you need to go running. No. And then today, instead of doing that, I did yoga. Because I love to do yoga, but I used to go somewhere to do yoga. And so I realized that I'm really connected to being in public.
Sure. Punkie had pointed that out too. It's an interesting realization that I hadn't had. And I would say there's two things that I've learned. I have a girlfriend who does 30-30, and she says total, she's allowed to look at the news for an hour a day, but she can do 30 in the morning and 30 at night, and that's it. And she sets a timer on her phone, and when the timer goes off at 30, even if she's in the middle of an article, she shuts it down and she says, okay, that's all the information that I get today. She said that has been enormously helpful. And the other thing is I think for like the three of us in this room, or well, Punkie's virtual, but for the three of us right now on this podcast, we fortunately have other interests. And there are people who are in this right now who don't have other interests, whose job is everything. And I think for those of us with other interests, it's hard to remember that we also need to take a day off. Even if you have those extra 6 hours, I'm guilty of this, where I'm like, well, I don't know when I'm going to get this amount of time concentrated again to work on my craft or the thing that I'm out here to do. But my therapist, again, God love her, I love you, Jennifer, she said, you still need a day that has nothing to do with anything, that even if it doesn't mean you melt in front of a television, it just means it's not with a goal and there's not objectives. lives and you don't work out, it's a floating day, because otherwise we aren't using this time to recharge, and we will go back to work depleted, and we will not have utilized this in the best way possible, and I will still want to put my hands on customers and all of those things that I'm guilty of. So that's what I've learned in these last 3 weeks. Ladies, you got anything else to say?
Yeah, Kate, one more thing to say. Guys, Kenneth, I promise you I'm going to beat your ass. Let me tell you something. If I want y'all to be on the lookout. He tall, he black. He tall, he black, he buff, and he wear glasses. And like, he not light skin black, he dark skin black.
Okay.
And his name is Kenneth, and he got a daughter that live in Texas. And I don't know why.
Does he really though? Does he really though?
I talked to that little bitch. We bonded. That's why I talked to him so much. So and he drank gin tonics because we had drinks one day.
Oh,
so
you
he
fucking
You
had
know
drinks
him.
with him?
You know this man.
Well, because obviously he got me.
He
You know
got
what
you.
I'm saying? That's why I have trust issues. Oh, but Kenneth, you motherfucker, I'ma beat your ass. And that's it. Y'all help me find Kenneth.
Okay, girl. Well, now that's all I'm gonna be doing my runs.
That's
now.
it.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
be
we
looking
got
for
time.
Kenneth. I know.
Careful, Kenneth. We got nothing but time. Well, we're going to drop checks now. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to help us out here at Service from Hell, leave a 5-star review on iTunes and tell your friends to listen. It will help us reach more people that need to be schooled in the art of being kind. Punkie is still talking about him right
Punkie's
now.
still
I'm doing the outro and she's still saying things. It won't be catharsis for those of us still working in the industry. And if you have stories of your own, we'd love to hear them. Email us here at servicefromhellpodcast@gmail.com. And someone from our team will let you know if we're going to read your story on the air. Remember, if you can't afford to tip, you can't afford to go out. So don't be garbage and be good to people. It's easier that way. Thank you guys for being on yet again. Hopefully we do this for, and I mean, hopefully this ends soon, but like
At least another 4 weeks.
yeah, y'all have been so gracious with your time. Thank you, Punkie. Thank you, Leigh. You guys are amazing. Love y'all. And
Love you.
Yeah, you rock. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Have a good week. We'll see you. Good night.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Yeah. I mean, like, if I get scammed out of like $1,200 right now, then I'll be like, all right, whatever. But back in the day, I didn't have it to be like, I didn't have it.
I wouldn't be like, whatever now.
No, now I'd be pissed off as fuck too, but
Yeah.
I mean, I would be pissed off right now, but I thought it was the end of the world.
of course, because it was you had just moved here and it was all your money.
Oh my God. Oh.
How did you meet him?
The crazy thing about it was I still had the keys. And then when I went back to the place, it was a different setup. I'm trying to figure out how this motherfucker pulled that shit off so quick and so fast.
Oh, you had the keys that opened the lock and then you went back and they had
I
changed the
went
lock?
inside the fucking apartment.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I bet it was his apartment. I bet it was his the whole time, and he wanted his he just wanted extra money.
Ooh, that's a good call.
Yeah, it was so nice too. It was a back house. It was on Orange, bitch.
Oh, it was his. Yeah, that was his.
Oh,
Whoa,
yeah.
what a bummer, girl. Yeah, right outside of Leigh's house, there was a dude smoking crack, and then he hit on me, which felt really nice. I haven't had male attention in years.
Perfect. That's amazing.
Talk again with no mic, Punkie.
It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. Loving condition on a
Grand design. Some people say it's even harder to find. Well,
Days.
it must be some magic clue
Inside these. What kind of walls?
Tears and walls? I don't know.
What kind of walls, Punkie?
Punkie, she can't hear us.
What kind of walls? Behind these gentle walls?
I thought it was
You thought it was what?